Hello everyone from Voces Verbi and all those who are looking to participate in Voces Verbi. We would love to invite you and see you there, but first, I'd like to explain what is Voces Verbi. The words Voces Verbi is Latin for voices of the Word. In Christian theology, Christ is referred to as the Word of God, and therefore, to be a member of the group, it means to be a young man and a young woman who is not afraid to spread the gospel in every situation or circumstance, and thus affirm what is said in the gospel, which is to go out into the world and proclaim the word. This means to bring Christ into every dimension of human life, which means family, education, work, media, sports, and even suffering, and thus bring the gospel and evangelize the culture, striving to sanctify ourselves and others in everything that we do, for the greater glory of God and the salvation of souls. The group is founded on one thing and one thing alone, which is Jesus Christ. He is the beginning of everything that we do, and everything that we do ultimately leads us back to Him. The goal of every member is first to unite himself deeply to Christ, and then help others do the same.
What do we do? And to be specific, our mission is lived through three foundational pillars: formation, piety, and action. Right? Formation, why? So young people know their faith deeply. Piety, so that our lives are rooted in prayer, always seeking to be in union with God. Action, so they bring Christ into the world through apostolic work and witness. Right? We boldly represent ourselves as St. Augustine taught us. Right? He says, everyone who announces the word is a voice of the word. And ultimately, that's the identity of Voces Verbi. Young people who become voices that proclaim the word made flesh, Jesus Christ, to the world. First, formation talks. Right? These formation talks are aimed to educate our intellect and our will. Through fellowship, we build human formation by fostering charity in a community environment. Second, through prayer, this is the foundation of our group, right? To seek union with God always. Here we obtain the necessary graces to sanctify our lives, our service to others, and make others come and serve and love Jesus Christ. Through prayer, we also obtain the help from God to live a life of virtue by uniting ourselves to Jesus Christ completely, always insisting in intimate knowledge of Him to follow Him more closely. And thirdly, we look for the truth, hating always the error. Right? Nowadays, we live in a society where relativism and falsehood is rising more and more. And we must be lovers of truth in every aspect of our lives in order to inculcate the truth of Christ, which is His gospel. And finally, to end this segment, I want to end with a quote of Saint Teresa of Avila. We must have a great and very resolute determination to persevere until reaching the end. Come what may happen what may, whatever work is involved, whatever criticism arises, whether they or we arrive, whether they die on the road, or even if we don't have the courage for the trials along the way, or if the whole world collapses, whatever happens, what matters is to take a step, one more step. It is the same step that has always begun.
So, Voces Verbi, why does it matter? Voces Verbi matters because faith matters, holiness matters, and our environment matters. First, faith. Faith matters because we are called to be friends of Christ, and that means not just knowing Him, but also being able to share Him with others. I always remember the words of 1 Peter 3:15, where St. Paul reminds us that we must always be ready to give a reason for the hope that is in us. Christ invites us to be His friends and to share the truth with others. And here we strive to learn more about our faith, not so that we can keep it for ourselves, but so that we can share it with the whole world. We cannot share what we do not have, and thus, in order to share our faith with others, we must first have an unshakable faith, a firm faith. And this brings us to our next point, holiness. Voces Verbi, here at Voces Verbi, we strive for holiness, an authentic holiness, a real holiness. Voces Verbi is for those who would like to pursue a serious spirituality, a real spirituality. And also in the world where we have distractions everywhere, where we experience trials, difficult situations, it's very easy for us to become distracted from our supernatural end, from heaven. We lose sight of eternity. We lose sight of our supernatural end. Thus, here at Voces Verbi, we strive to have an environment where we can grow in holiness, but also so that we can grow in holiness together. And this brings us to our last point, environment. Our environment matters because our environment shapes us. It forms us. We are influenced by others and the things that they do.
How's it going, guys? Really hope that helped you understand a little bit about who Voces Verbi is, our charism and our spirituality.
And if you guys are interested in participating in Voces, the link is in the description down below so that you guys, are welcome to join us. So we're looking forward to see you guys.
Keep us in your prayers. We'll keep you in ours. Thank you guys, and God bless.